It is the second largest university in Riyadh. After 2 years of teaching, I was appointed ambassador of Gambia to the kingdom and the surrounding area.
Ambassador extraordinary
Plenipotentiary of the Gambia to see to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, to Gulf states. I was covering about 14 countries really in this capacity.
Over a period of
8 to 9 years.
8 to 9 years.
And I became the Dean of Diplomatic Corps in Saudi Arabia as this ambassador. But coming to your question about what I'm doing here when I retire. Yeah. When I retired, I had the opportunity to stay in Saudi Arabia because I was privileged that because of my work as a dean and the work I did as a diplomat, I was able to serve the interest of Gambia and Saudi Arabia together. And I can tell you that when my transfer came, the foreign ministry hinted to me that they don't want me to go. If you say we will ask your government to maintain you here because of the excellent relation that you have been able to develop between Gambia and Saudi Arabia. But I say no. This is a decision of my government, I respect it. And later, I was decorated by the king and giving permanent residence in Saudi Arabia and permission to open a business down there. But I felt that I'm getting old and I belong to a country that needs my service and I have story to tell. Let me go back to see what can I do for my people and for my country. And the idea of establishing a foundation in the name of my father came up. Myself and my brothers and my children and the children of my brothers decided that we establish this foundation. The foundation was aimed at doing three main things: research, publication, and humanitarian work. Research and publication because I specialize in the spread of Islam in Africa. I can say that I have something to say about African history, especially the spread of Islam in Africa. And I felt that what is written about Islam in Africa is written by people who do not belong to the region, who do not understand the socio-economic and cultural development in this country. They write according to what they can perceive. I felt that we need to rewrite an objective count of history of what happened that we can see prevailing today in our society. But this needs a lot of material, a lot of time, a lot of trained scholars that would take time. But I tell you one thing that really prompted my involvement in this medical caravan and medical services. When I was 13 years or 15 years old, my father fell sick. And I remember all the family came. We are about over 70 or 10 for male and female. This old man fell sick, lying down on his bed for 2-3 months. And he suddenly died. None of us know exactly what is the nature of his ailment, what is the cause of his death, because there was no doctors, qualified doctor to diagnose. There was no nurse to comfort. There was no drug to be applied to him. He just died. The memory of that death, sudden death, unknown death, remain in my mind. So when I came with...
But Professor, I'm not cutting you short, but I would assume that particular incident could have served to perhaps develop your mind along those lines, thinking to become a medical doctor at some point. I'm not an Islamic scholar.
Yeah, but to become a medical doctor, it was too late for me. But I can assure you that this remained in my mind because my first daughter, Fatima Jah, is a medical doctor. It's an American-trained medical doctor. And my third daughter is a biomedical scientist. And the son of my brother, Abu Bakr, is a medical doctor. And we felt that we have enough element in our society that help us to run this medical caravan. The medical caravan is meant to assist or to contribute to the effort of the government, especially the Department of Health, to complement some of the work they are doing in the rural area. But I selected the rural area, that my services go to the rural area. Of course, the situation in which my father died has been improved, but not totally addressed. That's why I felt that we established this medical caravan as a starting point for my service to my country. And then this medical caravan has been working since 2004. And I can happily tell you that we have run not less than 35 trips.
Across the country?
Across the country.
And you provide medical services to people?
Now, what we have a fleet. We have ambulances. We have transport for the doctors and nurses. We have our catering unit. We have our own lab facilities. And we have always acquire enough drugs. Wherever we go, we spend 2 days. Whoever has a complaint will see. We always go with 4 or 5 doctors. I would like to...
And do you provide services free, or do you charge them minimally? What?
All free of charge.
All free of charge.
All free of charge. We don't charge anything.
Professor, you had your degrees at the time, or at least your diplomas. You've attended university at the time when the agitation for independence, the struggle for independence had gained momentum. You had returned to the Gambia, I assume, when really the push for independence was already there on the ground. You are not part of it?
No. No. I've never been a politician. Of course, I was very active in the student union movement in Cairo. I was the Secretary General of the West African Student Union, whereby Egypt championed the cause of liberation movement. And I was very involved in organizing conference, meeting, rallies, but I have never been interested in belonging to a political movement or political party in the Gambia. By the time I came, Gambia was already independent. I came here in 1966. Gambia gained its independence in 1965. And I organized a great celebration for Gambian independence in Cairo. But I have never been a part of any political party, but I have been consciously involved in explaining, contacting, discussion with all liberation movement in Cairo, because there was a center for all liberation movement in Cairo. I have an office there, but my office was as Secretary General of the West African Student Union. Of course, all occasions I've been invited, and we used to write congratulation letters to the president. That's happened. My involvement